Your portal entry gate into redemption, Geula. Good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are. Awesome ambassadors of light, love, healing, trust, and redemption, with the attitude of abundant gratitude. Powerful souls and high vibes human beings with infinite potential. Quantum leapers into unknown, ushering Geula right here, right now. Worthy announcers of the most joyous news ever to hit this planet. The announcements of redemption of King Mashiach, also known as Lubavitcher Rebbe, the messenger from God and the prophet of our generation. Let's silence the static in your head by getting into the now and settling your body down into the present moment. Become aware of your breath. Exhale deeply and forcefully out to clear the lungs from air and the mind from thoughts. Move your attention from the brain into the body by touching your heart. Inhale slowly and gently into it. Open it up and fill it with love. And exhale slowly and deeply with gratitude to Almighty. Dear and loving God, thank you for granting me the serenity to accept Geula redemption here and now as the only true reality, for giving me the courage to change my Galut exile duplicity mindset to Geula unity consciousness, and the wisdom to know how to publicize this truth of unfolding redemption to the world, as the prophet of our generation, King Mashiach Lubavitcher Rebbe, instructed. Back in 1991, he announced that all the Birurim are done, meaning that all the sparks that Jews had to extract to finish the process of purification of the world are elevated and everything is finally purified, even the physicality of the world. And if anyone has any doubts or reservations regarding the meaning of completion of all the purification, the icing on the cake was his last official public announcement of redemption in early 1992, that even the last Birurim are finished, mission accomplished. According to Holy Tanya, the foundation of all the Chabad Hasidut, the complete and total elevation extraction of sparks marks the time when Divine Presence, Shechina, is altogether freed from exile, Galut, and Jews are redeemed. The Messianic era is ushered in. And that's exactly what King Mashiach announced. The redemption from everything that obstructed and hindered the coming of King Mashiach has been completed. In these times, the days of Mashiach, in which we now find ourselves, we only need to open the eyes. Then we will see that the true and complete redemption already exists in a simple sense. All the Jewish people are prepared in every single detail, the last detail, to approach and sit at the table, prepared with every delicacy and delight, beginning with those of the redemption, Leviathan, giant fish, Shor Habar, wild ox, and Yain Meshumar, guarded wine. According to the Holy Ari, whose Yom Hilulah, day of festivity, we just celebrated, Jews are not allowed to go back to Egypt because of all the holy sparks, Birurim, that were already extracted in there. This means that once the exodus from Egypt happened, we can go back and romance the past. Torah literally prohibits to return there. Now that the whole world is purified, all the sparks are elevated and extracted everywhere, and redemption is here literally. Wouldn't it be like going back to Egypt if I continue living my life of Galut, exile as usual, as if these most joyous prophetic announcements of redemption were not announced by King Mashiach himself. As we are standing right before Tisha B'Av, which traditionally was commemorated with fast and mourning, the following quote comes to mind. Rambam Maimonides, the foremost authority on laws of Mashiach and redemption, says that all the commemorative fasts will be nullified in the era of Mashiach and will become joyous days and celebration. This turnaround of fasts into feasts seems like a perfect portal and entry gate into Geula. And here's the cherry on the cake. On the 9th of Av in 1991, King Mashiach Lubavitcher Rebbe announced, "In the days of Mashiach, the fast of Tisha B'Av will be completely nullified." These words came from the same King Mashiach who told us that all the sparks are elevated. We're in the days of Mashiach, and true and complete redemption is in front of our eyes. The future Geula is unfolding here and now. It became our reality. So how can I fast after these mind-blowing prophetic announcements? Wouldn't it be considered like going back to Egypt, which is forbidden by the Torah? In fact, back in that same year, not long before Tisha B'Av, King Mashiach announced that Hashem, so to speak, needs every Jew to be his partner. A Jew must agree that the time of the redemption has already arrived. Even more specifically, he must announce that the redemption is already here. The full quote mentions every living Jew, soul in the body, so that we could proclaim this prophetic truth out loud. The same holy Ari, who told us about the prohibition of going back to Egypt, also told us that the Geula will be revealed and experienced through our physical body. How can I proclaim Geula here and now with my physical body, as King Mashiach requested, while fasting and mourning? That's called cognitive dissonance. And since King Mashiach gave us a choice regarding not fasting, as I explained in my previous video called From Fight and Flight to Rest and Digest, I choose to feast and celebrate with my family and friends. How else can we approach and sit at the table prepared with every delicacy and delight, just as King Mashiach has announced? The portal and entry gate to redemption, called feasting and celebration, is open to everyone. It's all up to you to walk through it and step into Geula. Chag HaGeula Sameach.
The Rebbe Malach Mashiach tells us we have to go out of the womb, into the world. It's the time already, now. So how are we going to do this? By doing physical things which we're not used to. Actually, the Rebbe said something more important, that we should accustom ourselves to dancing with joy, to Geula by dancing. The prophet told us, have no fear. Let's celebrate Mashiach's here. Forget the tension and live redemption. Let's celebrate. No worries, mate.
No worries, mate.
Forget the fear.
Forget the fear.
Mashiach's here.
Mashiach's here.
Let's dance and sing.
Dance and sing.
Long live the King.
Long live
The
the King.
prophet told us, have no tension. Open your eyes and see redemption. Forget the fear.
Forget the fear.
Mashiach's here.
Mashiach's here.
Let's celebrate.
Let's celebrate.
No worries, mate.
No worries,
Forget the tension and live redemption. Let's dance and sing
Dance and sing.
and greet the King.
And greet the King.
The prophet told us, have no fear. Let's celebrate. The Mashiach's here.
Oh.
Forget the tension and live redemption. Let's celebrate. No worries, mate.
No worries, mate.
Forget the fear.
Forget the fear.
Redemption. Redemption's here.
Redemption's here.
Let's dance and sing.
Dance and sing.
Long live the King.
Long live-
The Rebbe is the boss. King Mashiach, the Rebbe is the prophet. King Mashiach, the Rebbe is the essence. King Mashiach is alive and well. Yo, the Rebbe is the judge. King Mashiach, the Rebbe is the coach. King Mashiach, the Rebbe is the man. King Mashiach is alive and well, and he has redeemed us. And he has redeemed us. And he has redeemed us. Geula's here. Mashiach's here.
Mashiach's here.
Освобождение пришло, освобождение пришло. Geula's here. Mashiach's here.
Mashiach's here. Dance and sing.
And celebrate. Освобождение пришло, освобождение пришло. Пришло,